Did you hear that the Las Vegas alien body cam video is apparently legit, according to expert examiners? Who are the expert examiners? Like, who do you even call in? The scientist from Independence Day that gets strangled to death? Yeah, they didn't even contact my father, so I already doubt these experts. Las Vegas alien video's previously missed detail proves authenticity, expert says. You can't deny it. Watch me. Boy, do I have some cold water to throw in your face, expert. Let me take a peek. Oh my god, wait, it's this old one. It's the old one. This whole load of baloney. This load of barnacles. He's still on this. I thought this was new. You mean this load of proof? True, right, sorry. The irrefutable evidence. After, of course, the 20 ads that I get here. I'll get to it soon.
I was on the other side. I was helping my dad to clean the...
On that side of the house?
On the other side, yeah, in the backyard. So we were working on a truck. We were working on a truck and we were checking... Okay. So we were working, I was cleaning everything, put everything inside the little garage we had. Me and my brother, we just looked.
What's the detail that we all missed?
Yeah, me and him saw it.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious.
Can we go outside? I want to spend
Yeah, yeah, we can go look. No, any dogs or anything?
Is there something over there? Was that the missing detail? What's... Oh my god, what is this format? I paused the video and then there's like 7 videos just surrounding it. I just wanted to rewind.
Not gonna let me sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, I bet. I wouldn't be sleeping either.
Alright, so what was the missing detail there? Was there some kind of alien warp drive parked in the backyard somewhere? Just scooted in sideways? When a Las Vegas family told police they saw something not human in their backyard, they were not lying. A veteran crime scene recreation expert said. Scott Roeder of Evidence Room Animation and Exhibits used his expertise and motion tracking software to analyze the video of a purported UFO crash landing in Sin City in April 2023. He told News Nation they tried to debunk the responding officer's body cam footage or prove something was added to the video. Now, he said he is convinced there were 2 creatures creeping around the family's Las Vegas yard that night. All of our results came back as authentic, Roeder said. There's no editing. That is an original video. What do we... am I misremembering? Where are the 2 creatures? Is it this one? Are they here? A tall, skinny alien creature with greenish color.
This is you. And this is us.
Man's being hunted by Piccolo, I guess. I don't remember that in the body cam. Because I remember the incident, but I don't even remember the greenish tall guys. So that's the footage? Let me see it again. Enhance. How do you have something that looks this blurry in 2024? This? These glow-in-the-dark neon props from mini golf? Is this them? Why are they this color? Are they inflicted with gamma radiation? Or is it this one, which is even blurrier somehow? What is he using for a security camera here? A Motorola Razr? Jesus Christ, I can't see anything. Is this proof somewhere?
This is around the neighborhood. So here's the video.
So it's the audio. Why would it do that? I guess if it was really mad if they crash landed, like, fuck! And then he kicks a trash can.
¡Ay! ¡Permisar! Calmungarela, me canceles var eso. Cáelo, cherro, que chica. Cáelo, cherro.
Are they in the sand? Did they bury underneath? Like a little crab? What am I looking at? What am I looking for? Are they in the RV? Maybe I missed something important in the sand. Hold on, what does he say about it?
But Metro...
So they went in the backyard and one of the officers pointed at the floor and it was a perfect circle. Here's a photo of the circle I'm referring to.
Who gives a fuck? And that is the furthest thing from a perfect circle I've ever seen. That's very oblong. That's like edamame shaped.
Come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
Yeah, this is all old. I remember all of these. So what is the irrefutable proof that we missed? I don't understand. So this guy ran simulations to prove that there were aliens in his backyard that night? What kind of fucking simulations? Did he go in Blender and make a game out of it? What do you mean? Roeder pored over the footage and watched it over and over until he finally spotted what he missed every time. 2 beings in the video at the same time, he told News Nation's show Banfield. Using motion tracking software that zeroes in on the source of motion, Roeder said he attached motion to a figure in the background to show that the movement of the shadow reflects the movement of a body that is attached to the head. We don't believe it's a floating head. We believe it's attached to a body, and the motion of that head from right to left is consistent with the motion that we see between the slats of the fence. The story has been fiercely debated since the streaks of lights lit up Las Vegas sky April 30th, 2023. Alright, let's take a peek at the irrefutable evidence that we all missed.
So this is a very slowed down screen recording I took, and I know everybody is trying to find the aliens in front of these guys, but I noticed something insane, and I want everybody, my 2 friends who will watch this, to take a look down, pay attention to 2 areas. We're going to look down here on the bottom right behind their fence and right up there, but we're going to first start down here because I found something crazy. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to what I believe is the creepiest part of this video. And I'm going to point out 2 things you need to pay attention to right here, which is the head. And if you look really close, there's actually a shiny black eye.
It's that alien that pops out of that dude's chest in Total Recall. He's here.
Hand. That, I believe, is some creature, non-human, crouching down. And that was its eye I just pointed at. And I want you to pay attention to what appear to be fingers running up the fence, as if it's kneeling down or something and peering out. And then there you go. See the fingers? And I think I go back and forth a couple times here, but it looks to me like...
Yeah, it's massaging the wood.
There's a little other, or a big creature looking through the fence on the bottom there, crouched down.
Whoa, this is irrefutable.
And then there's the fingers going right up.
How did we miss it?
Down, up and down. Just looks like almost a human hand crawling up the fence. And at the very beginning you see, you get it.
Well, now I feel like a damn fool after seeing
what's really
this.
Interesting about this is,
I'm assuming this isn't what Scott Roeder is saying is like irrefutable, completely authentic. Because apparently this guy's some kind of expert, and I don't think that would be the video. Because that is the stupidest shit I've seen in a minute. So where is Scott Roeder's video?
To another episode of Surviving the Survivor.
It is a fact that one man could not have made those 3 shots. It's a fact that John F. Kennedy was shot from the front, right, not the back. If you know how bullets react, you know that when a bullet goes into the brain or into the body or into the tissue, it creates a smaller hole on the entrance and a bigger...
What does that have to do with the aliens? Is he claiming aliens helped assassinate John F. Kennedy? I really want to believe that that's the angle he's taking. I'm going to rewind briefly. We are so off course now, but I have to know if he's blaming that on aliens.
All right, Scott. Let me jump in 1 second. So, Scott, is your claim? And I don't want to stay on this because I really we're delivering UFOs.
It's a ridiculous argument. I mean,
you
got to come to me more with
Scott. Do you believe there were 2 shooters? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, okay. Damn, it's not about aliens. Fuck, that would have been amazing if he's like, listen. If you analyze the Zapruder film, frame by frame, you're going to see 5 extraterrestrials touch down and blast them with a ray gun. It's right there. We used our motion tracking software to confirm it.
Which I found initially, and I didn't even see or recognize the being or whatever it is above the fence.
Then you're a damn fool. I recognized it right away.
It was pointed out to me by a subscriber to a friend of mine's podcast. But once you see it, you can't deny it. So there's actually 2 beings in the video at the same time.
Where is his video? Once you see it, you can't deny it. Well, show it to me so I can stop denying it. Where is it? This is like the most nothing fucking video of all time. Like, actually, it is like the most fucking nothing video to hyperanalyze. Oh, we talked... So here's good news for the alien enthusiasts. While there's still no evidence of aliens having visited us anytime recently, there is evidence from a Cambridge scientist who found the markers of life on an exoplanet. I think it was 50 light years from us. What was it? Disulfur monoxide or something? And it's only found from life, I believe. Yeah, I think it was disulfur monoxide. I already fucking forgot. But whatever they found is only present in life. Only produced from life forms. So, that's big news. That's very hype. It was 140 light years? Oh, I thought it was 50. Whatever. That's still cool.
We can take a video and look at whether or not there is an artificial artifact added to it or not. And in this case,
Why are you having this alien teabag these gentlemen? What in the fuck does that prove?
can definitively say, to a degree of scientific certainty, that this entity, this thing in the video, is there in the physical reality in which the Kenmore family is also there. Like, this is so critical because you can clearly see through the slots in the fence that there is a leg motion moving from the right to the left side of the screen. And clearly it is behind there. It's just what you were able to determine, that this shadow being, or this being...
Did he, like, boost the shadow? Because now I can see the shadow for the fucking first time. Let me go back to, like, an old one now. I can finally see that shadow that they're losing their mind about. So he must have really, like, bumped it up so it was more visible.
In the shadows, possibly creating its own shadow, or smoky filter, or cloaking technique.
Technique? You think this guy he's like participating in the Chunin exams? He's using ninjutsu? Cloaking technique, brother, it'd be like cloaking tech, and I don't think it'd be casting a shadow. That'd be really inefficient. That'd be like the worst cloaking tech ever. Turn yourself into like a new character in Super Smash Brothers you haven't unlocked yet.
But cloaking itself from the camera itself, in that it's minimizing our ability to identify pixels inside of that shadow.
I'm joined now by UFO
Her face really says it all.
I don't detect anything overt as a red flag that I would say that made me suspect that it was edited.
I'm so curious. Why would it... Let's just assume he's 100% right. Why the fuck would an 8-foot alien just be walking around, stop at this fence, look at the camera, and then walk away? What? He probably would just leave the scene. He's probably like super tight that his Turbo Cosmo space cruiser crashed into a fucking backyard. He would be upset. He wouldn't be calm.
I'm very convinced that Jake Barber is a...
That guy actually has a voice that sounds like AI. I thought I clicked on one of those AI slop channels.
And it's quite clear everyone's taking his information very seriously. The big question is anybody going to do anything about it?
Yeah, we're gonna go to war with the aliens. The alien subreddit is already clowning on this. The evidence is a chicken egg. Man, you made me think this was real. What? You're telling me this guy's evidence of aliens is a chicken egg? Oh yeah, you're right. The subreddit is clowning on him in a big way. Where can I see the evidence that he submitted? Where is it? Where is just like the video itself? Wait, these are the actual photos? These aren't memes? No, that's definitely a meme. I want to see the actual evidence that he submitted. Is it? You're telling me this is it? This isn't a joke? Oh my god, you're right.
NewsNation has independently obtained
No, it looks like he's taking this very seriously. How have we gotten this stupid? The NewsNation UFO sling clip looks fine to me. It seems like classic sling load system used in underslung operations. Just thought I'd share. Brother. I'm gonna grab you by the shoulders here and shake you back to reality. I gotta wake you up from this dream you're in. That's not real footage of an egg-shaped UFO. That's footage of egg in a duct tape. Man, now I sound like a fucking moron. It's a video of an egg wrapped in duct tape. Weather balloon. Why wouldn't aliens have Why wouldn't aliens have egg-shaped ships? Saiyans have ball-shaped ones. Checkmate. You're fucking right. Kakarot's in that egg. No, this is a real news story. I am just as surprised as you are. When I first looked it up at the beginning of the stream, I thought it was a joke. So I kept missing the actual video, the actual footage, because I thought it was someone just clowning on it. They are running this as if it is 100% legitimate. Here, you know what? I already got the subreddit open. Someone actually just recreated it almost 1-to-1. The only difference is they didn't use duct tape. They just fucking strapped the band-aid on it. It's just an egg over carpet. That's it. And this guy didn't have, like, night vision. He just he had a green filter. No way people believe that. Pretty much nobody does. Not even this subreddit. Like, the subreddit is making fun of it in a big way. I don't think there's a single person in the planet that would see that and be like, holy shit. This is eye-opening stuff. This is the most Reddit thing I've read in a while. I just got lost in this pretentiousness. Apparently everyone has had the exact same response to the News Nation special report, which is to post their disappointment and ridicule as to the footage that was released. The effect is to render laughable any opinion contrary to the fire hose of insults that followed the airing of this segment. But that effect is neutralized as soon as the mechanism behind it is illuminated. The driving force behind this tsunami of bad faith reactions is a coordinated ridicule campaign. It's the same tactic used by government Fife Symington following the Phoenix Lights incident. It's the same tactic used against Pulitzer Prize winner John Mack of Harvard when he dedicated his career to interviewing abductees. In the light of history, it is obvious that ridicule is the only real tool available to architects of the UFO cover-up, which has hidden the very nature of reality from taxpayers for the better part of the last century. You are free to consider the question of non-human intelligence without fear of any real and meaningful damage to your reputation or mental health. Ridicule campaigns like the one currently consuming the sub have failed, and recent polls suggest the public is keenly aware that non-human intelligence exists and has been interacting with humanity for a very long time. As the great Bobby McFerrin once said, "Don't worry, be happy." We're not alone in this existence, and that knowledge is more joyful and curious than it is fearful by a mile. Enjoy it. Updoots for you, sir. I tip my fedora, gentle sir. Reddit Platinum! Brother, it's a fucking egg! It's an egg! It's not actual footage of an alien or a UAP whistleblower. There's been so much actual credible evidence that has come out, you don't need to defend all of it now. This is hooey! It's fucking barnacles! I'm just a regular-ass stay-at-home dad that follows this stuff. I have no skin in the game, and I'm certainly not working for the government. That video was cool, I guess. Man, how is it cool?
One of the clearest images.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard a lot of helicopters. Like, that doesn't even really sound like a helicopter. That sounds like a fucking lawnmower that they put like a stock propeller sound effect to. Nothing works here. It's a fucking egg. It's like a fishing rod and it's carpet. That's clearly carpet.
Let's freeze frame here to look at one of the clearest images of a UAP ever taken. This is no
so
blurry light in a distant sky.
You know what? I'm changing my tune. I agree with this guy. That video is cool, I guess. As I posted elsewhere, the real info wasn't the photo of the egg. It was the guy's testimony about coming into psychic contact with something and the illness suffered by himself and the other men in the crew. For some reason, that's being completely ignored by everyone in favor of just ridiculing the egg. Proof will never come in the form of photos or videos. They're too easy to fake now. Testimonials are all we have along with our own potential experiences. Yeah, you can't fake testimonials. Those are bulletproof. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I psychically connected with Ariana Grande and she gave me a lap dance in Fortnite once? You aren't being fair to the egg. We need an expert. Call your dad right now. Let me see if he's awake. I'm going to send him this egg real quick. Give me a second. It's midnight, so they might be asleep. He might believe it. Nah, there hasn't been like anything recently my dad's believed in for the alien stuff. He believes in like the actual like some of it's very far-fetched. But like in terms of recent evidence that comes out, he believes in like the actual like footage from, you know, the pilots, the one from the ship, that kind of stuff. Like the ones that are actually interesting and have real merit. This, I think he's just going to think I'm making fun of him. I love talking about aliens. I cover alien news with a buoyant energy. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. My father is a firm believer in those extraterrestrial bastards having built the pyramids, and it leads to some great dinner time conversations between the two of us, and it's all in good fun, in good spirit, and I like to keep my finger on the pulse of anything alien related. So, you know, I'm going to talk about this latest invasion of UAP spheres that are taking over Colombia. I covered the first sighting not that long ago, where there was this sphere that was flying around, being all spooky and scary, and then it eventually softly lands itself in a field, and a shirtless dude comes over, picks it up, and puts it on his bed in a blanket with his nipples hanging out, like his fucking pepperonis on full display, next to this iron colander. And then a preposterous video that people really firmly believe in because the follow-up really helped sell the dog shit, where they had these scientists analyzing this conundrum of a spacecraft, this tiny little like Pokeball, this like steel Pokeball. They take it to like a laboratory where they're running tests on it and shit. It was the dumbest thing, but people really believed it. But now we're back for round 2, the remix. It's happening again with a new sphere being spotted, the Yumbo sphere. I guess these 2-centimeter tall aliens are launching a full-scale apocalyptic invasion of Colombia here. I don't know what they hope to accomplish. Maybe they're visiting Earth so frequently so they can get their hands on our precious Cheeky soap. Go to usecheeky.com to get some soap. They could have just gone there without having to make all of these stops in Colombia if they really wanted it that badly. Maybe they're here on vacation. Who knows? But the subreddit is going ballistic over, once again, another one of these spheres. There they are. They're among us. They've made it to Earth. And they came in their favorite marble. Here it comes. It's wrapping back around. What is that? Aliens. They're inside there. They're just very small. They're very tiny. I could eat those little bastards like gingerbread men. Ooh. That's why they're protecting themselves in that iron soccer ball. It's the Death Star. Pretty much. Look at how clear it is. You can almost see them in there waving at us. Checkmate, non-believers. At last, irrefutable evidence of aliens here. This is compelling evidence, no doubt shaking some people's belief in God. This is terrifying footage here. So many questions left unanswered. What do they want with us? Do they come in peace? Are they aggressive? Are they here to fuck my farts? Like, what is their goal? What's the end game here? I don't even know where to begin, but if I was to start to spitball some thought experiments, do you think it's a coincidence that the previous sphere goes extremely viral, gets a lot of headlines, and now all of a sudden we're seeing very similar spheres in a very short period of time? Does that not seem like a bit of a coinky-dink? Does that not seem like, you know, something's a little fishy with that? Or I guess it could be a case of like the aliens really enjoyed their stay after being captured by the shirtless dude. So now he, you know, reported back to HQ, and now they're sending all the spring breakers from the cosmos. So now all of them are coming. Maybe, perhaps. Now I'll drop the sarcasm for a second. There are innumerable ways you can fake this kind of footage, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it is practical here. I really think they used real props. And someone in the comment section on that subreddit actually did drop a video with a demonstration on how you can easily fake this using a drone and then just some kind of strong fishing line to pick up your homemade DIY sphere. So here in the footage you can see the drone lifting it up, and as it dangles it around, you're going to notice some really uncanny similarities to the Jumbo Sphere video, the way that it just kind of aimlessly moves around. Now, of course, the further the drone gets away, the more you see, but when it's close to the camera, all you can see is the sphere, and it looks like it's flying on its own power, but you know that's not the case here because you've already seen the drone. And you'll notice when you go back to the Jumbo Sphere video, the camera is always zoomed in a way where you can't see that high above it. It zooms out occasionally, you can see like a decent bit above it, but never like the full sky. So it's very possible that the drone was just very high overhead with a really long piece of fishing line or some other string in order to hold it that wouldn't be easily observable by the naked eye in the video. Now, further evidence to kind of confirm this theory is when you come to around a minute into the video, you'll see that they're doing this whole air show. They're not showing any signs of intelligent flight. They're just kind of doing loops around here, seemingly for the cameraman to appreciate and jerk off to. But then at around a minute 13 seconds, as we zoom in here on the Jumbo Sphere, you can see it wobbling. Why the fuck would it be wobbling? If this is a spacecraft that is flying under its own power with its own incomprehensible propulsion system, why would it be wobbling? Unless the aliens are just drunk driving, sloshed behind the wheel of this motherfucker, that doesn't check out. However, it would be wobbling if it was being carried by a drone. Now, of course, this isn't the only way to fake this footage. There are tons and tons of ways this could easily be fake. And I think one of the big things that should be setting off a lot of alarm bells in people's brains is how frequently these sphere videos are now popping up because they got so popular with that first one in Colombia. There is now, from yesterday, another sphere spotted in China, and it's exactly the same as the two I just showed you. Well, the one I just showed you and then the one I covered 2 months ago. It is exactly the same. What are the odds that now we have 3 of these videos in such a short period of time, all of identical spacecraft, all doing exactly the same thing of just mindless wandering aimlessly, and nothing comes from that. Nothing at all. Maybe it's because it's bullshit. I'm gonna be real brave here and say I don't think these spheres are actually from, the 9th quadrant of Andromeda, from the pervert cosmic 3-titted aliens out there trying to pay us a visit by, I guess, just in like this stupor, going back and forth over blades of grass in a bunch of different locations across Colombia and in China. I know that sounds crazy for me to say that it's not actually aliens, but I don't think it is. I think these are just easy to do viral videos. You need 3 objects: a drone, fishing line, and then your own little homemade sphere, which you could easily do by gluing 2 fucking dog bowls together if you wanted to. It doesn't even have to be that thorough or convincing. They're not even doing anything remarkable. If they were going like 400 miles per hour back and forth, just zipping and zapping all over the place, that'd be a little harder to explain with the drone theory. But they are going at such a trivial pace, you could outwalk these things. It is clearly for the sake of these videos and nothing else. Put on your thinking caps, I'm begging. These are not aliens. But really good job from the hoaxers that have convinced so many people that they are. Very successful endeavor from them, and I'm sure they made a pretty penny off the viral videos. That's really about it. See ya. Have you heard of Daryl Enka? Not sure if he's crazy or a fraudster, but he claims to be able to communicate with / speak to an alien named Bashar. Bashar, huh? I'm unfamiliar with the cosmic entity known as Bashar, but I'd like to get familiar with them. Messenger of good news. Bashar, how to attract anything into your life by going gamma state. Huh?
Many of you are familiar with some of the different frequency states of your brain, and you know that...
Yeah, 93.3 the hits. Yeah, I know those frequencies.
Different kinds of modalities, different kinds of perspectives.
So this is Bashar talking to us right now, right? I'm guessing he's in his channeling stance. He's got like the TN tri-beam going with his hand, so I'm assuming this is the alien Bashar speaking to us through Daryl.
Many of you are also not familiar with the idea called the gamma state, which is between...
Did he just fart? Was that Bashar or Daryl that tooted?
Which is between 40 and 100 cycles
Man, just shat
per
himself.
second in your brain.
Cosmically. Quantumly.
In the typical channeling state. And this particular vibration allows you to experience in the neurological net of your brain more cohesiveness, more acceleration, more connection, more synchronization.
A lot of good buzzwords here,
while
Bashar.
also simultaneously allowing certain neural pathways to actually close down. That is the gamma state. Also typically called the channeling.
Reading comments always make, like, this is all well and good. If you want to pretend to channel an alien and just spout a bunch of gobbledygook, all power to you. But it's the comments that actually just make me feel so sad. This resonates with me very much. Bashar says out loud what has been running in my head all along. Thank you for confirming that I am receiving the right information from my higher self. Oh my god, he's been teaching us how to access flow state all this time, which is something I've wanted for a long time. On top of that, he's saying flow state is the key to manifestation. Wow. It's like he's saying to a kid the key to life is to eat cake. Lots and lots of cake. Perhaps maybe I just don't understand the gamma state. Maybe I need to lock into flow state and then I'll be able to dunk on a 10-foot hoop. Perhaps I'm not being receptive to the wisdom of Bashar, the cosmic being. Wait, Danica Patrick has a YouTube channel? And she interviewed Daryl and Bashar? What in the world? Bashar predicts humanity's coming great shift in 2024. Prepare yourself now. Bashar Sedana workshop. Oh my god, he goes in front of a class?
Hi everyone.
Hey.
Someone who's lost in the song, an actor who becomes the part, in essence, is in a channeling state. But in that state, you can also access other portions of your own consciousness. You can access...
Oh, so Bashar lives inside of him.
Portions of information from throughout the universe.
Jekyll and Hyde style.
And make connections with other beings, other dimensions, what have you, depending on
how
you wish to focus the idea of that channel.
He's interdimensionally traveling.
For me, this began... I received what I experienced to be a telepathic connection from Bashar and his people.
Okay.
In that one instant, an actual memory came back of having made an agreement with Bashar to do this before this life.
Okay.
And I understood in that moment that the UFO had been shown to me on purpose to get me to go in the direction I needed to go, so that by the time it was time for me to fulfill that agreement I had made, I would be ready. And
it's almost like the Rocco's Basilisk paradox. Very cool. Daryl, this is incredible stuff. What was the agreement? You'd agree to be his vessel so he could be a motivational speaker on Earth? That seems like a very underwhelming use of this cosmic being's powers. You're telling me that Bashar decides to use his abilities to just tell people to brush their teeth and eat well? And, like, have a positive mindset? That seems like a complete waste. Look at his website and his store. He's written 200 books since the 200 books since the 1980s. Jesus Christ, Bashar. You should show your dad this video. My dad doesn't believe in any of this shit. My dad just believes in the aliens building the pyramids. I don't know what to tell you. That's like the one, that's pretty much it. Like, this kind of shit he would absolutely laugh at. He wouldn't text me being like, Charlie, you hear what Bashar said today about our horoscopes? Isn't that some shit? Like, that. My dad doesn't believe in that. Can Bashar take over like Sukuna? I don't think so. I think so. He was describing the channeling state. I think he needs to get into the zone. And if he's not in the zone, I don't think Bashar has like a door to get there. I don't think the alien planet is sending their best. Yeah, maybe Bashar is kind of like a dweeb on his homeworld. But to us, well, not to us. To Daryl, he's super cool.
Bashar is really another entity, or whether it's a portion of my own consciousness or whatever. The altered state is real. The information seems to have the ability to help people do what they need to do to make the kind of changes they need to make in their lives. And for that reason, I figured that's reason enough to go ahead and see where this goes.
I didn't expect that. He's like, oh, so it could be an alien, an interdimensional being, or it could just be some part of my subconscious while I'm conscious. No, I like the channeling community. There was another channeler I used to watch frequently. God, what was his name? He was the one that would channel the Yael. I'll just do that. He was the one that was like, "You will send your best and brightest to school this morning. It's a very good day for learning. Blasting at you live from the Yael headquarters." That guy? Who was that? Does anyone remember? No, this isn't the guy. It was an older guy. Yael were very talkative through a bunch of different channelers, but there's one in particular I'm referring to, and I can't remember his name. No, it is him. He made a rap song about them called Bringing in the Yael. Thanks for your sub, Kev. I don't think it is, though. He was much older, unless the Yael de-aged him.
We are of Ashtar Command. We are of the Pleiadians. We are of the Pleiadian civilization. Of the Pleiadian consciousness.
Billionaire Boys Club. Isn't that Kevin Spacey's movie?
Move through these ripples of time-space as your civilization, as your solar system moves into a new era of the galaxy, a new area of the galaxy, and a new era.
We moved to a new area of the galaxy?
The idea is that there are time fields, time-space equations.
Wonderful message. It repeated everything I've been seeing in my meditation. In your meditations, you've been seeing that we're changing the area of where we're located in the galaxy. That would cause such an immense change in daily life as we know it. That would be immediately recognizable. That couldn't just happen without us knowing. Oh, here we go. Bringing in the Yael. Music video with footage of Yael ship. Wait, this is huge. He's got footage from inside of their spacecraft?
Bringing in the Yael, bringing in the Yael, our family from the stars, on earth they will dwell. Bringing in the Yael, bringing in the Yael.
The kind of music to throw your ass in a circle to.
Bringing in the Yael, bringing in the Yael to get this party popping.
I feel like I've actually heard this before. I think you're right.
Rocking, and you know it's a boat that desperately needs to be rocked. We may all come together, there will go the shadow government. And I know you're thinking retribution, but it'll be different. Let me clear up this confusion. Cause it's gonna be love. We ain't gonna give nothing but kisses and hugs.
Yeah. Kiss and hug them.
And then extension of you. I know it's hard to discard the old ways of war, but see it through. Cause there ain't no ours. We bringing in the Yael.
It actually might be the same guy. I could be misremembering. I thought he was much older. Cause I'm pretty sure I've heard that song. That definitely opened some neural pathways the Yael wanted closed in my brain. Oh, this is a classic. This one's a classic. Teen girl abducted by praying mantis alien. Ancient alien. I've got to send that to my dad. My dad loves ancient aliens. How the fuck? Really, Dad? A girl abducted by a praying mantis alien? Ancient aliens. Aliens in disguise. Warren researcher. We've taken many humans. God damn it. Channeling the ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective. Interview with extra dimensionals. Here we go.
Ah, yes. Hello, dear. This is the Ninth Dimensional Pleiadian Collective, and it is a pleasure and an honor to have the opportunity to connect with you. So,
nice to meet you.
In a short time today, we think we're going to cover a pretty lengthy or a pretty substantial amount of ground. So we're very, very excited. So thank you for the opportunity to connect.
Absolutely. What's very interesting to me is all of these like ninth dimensional beings that are able to be channeled through these goobers are always just on standby. It's like they're waiting to be channeled. They must be like maybe interns of the other ninth dimensional Pleiadian society. Like they just have to sit around like fucking phone operators waiting for some human to channel them. That sounds like so boring. Yeah, just actually channeling a call center. Why does no one ever channel like a really aggressive alien? Or like a really cool one, like, hey, sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm fucking 5 3-titted alien babes. Call back in a moment. And then break connection. Nothing ever like that. It's always like, oh, it's such an honor to be speaking with all of you on Earth. This is a ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective reporting in live. What do you want to know? You need to watch Daryl connect to Bashar. It's hilarious. I just watched Daryl connecting to Bashar. Or does he have like a ritual for it? Alright, he's jacking into the upside down. Assuming athletic stance. Oh, good crack.
Sorry.
No apologies. Do what you need to do to get the aliens on the horn. Oh! Picked up a bad frequency there. Oh shit! We're losing him! He's going too deep! Bashar, let this man go! Where's the holy water? That actually sounds like Darth Vader's mask. Holy shit. What cool noises. Now, if he actually starts levitating, then I'll be impressed. No!
Boy, I'll say good day to you this day of your time.
Hey!
How are you all?
Don't yell at me, Bashar. What the fuck, man?
All right, I will take that as an okay.
Does he have an accent?
First of all, we would like to thank each and every one of you individually, and all of you together collectively.
I love how he put on an accent for Bashar this time, but then later on he got rid of it. He's like, I don't want to do that anymore. Bashar just lost his accent, his dialect. He outgrew. The old yell guy you were thinking of is Sean Swanson. Is it? Hey, it's my boy. I think this is him, right? Yeah.
And the idea of, from your perspective, not of Earth, but human beings.
Yeah.
In
See,
that
I knew
sense,
it.
Very
I knew it.
similar in appearance to that you are familiar with Earth humans in your planet. We then are of another planetary location, and in that we actually have an origination of more...
Why do the Yael talk like that? See, Harvard published a study saying aliens may be living on Earth disguised as humans. I saw... It's not like a real thing, though. It's like a theory. But based on actually nothing besides, like, maybe they are. There's membership first. I haven't read the whole thing, though. Just little bits and pieces here. Let me pull it up. Aliens may be living among us disguised as humans, claims Harvard study. Recent Harvard University study has revealed that aliens might be living among us probably underground or on the moon. Please, get this garbage off my screen. The Human Flourishing Program of Harvard University also stated that UFOs might be alien spaceships that are visiting to meet their alien friends living on Earth. Man, this sounds so real. Maybe the aliens come here because they have so many friends that they want to stop by and say hello to. So obviously the most efficient way of doing that is flying all the way across the goddamn universe in order to see their friends in person and say hi. More commonly referred to as UFOs and extraterrestrial beings could be living underground on the moon or even walking among humans. The research also explores the idea that UFOs are unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. Paper also states that the author is aware of the depth of evidence and theory that also tentatively support another extraterrestrial explanation, the cryptoterrestrial hypothesis, linking UAP activity to the action of hidden non-human entities. Where is the evidence? Or anything grounded at all in reality? This theory claims that aliens might have traveled from the moon or other places to visit the Earth and hidden themselves among us. They traveled from the moon to Earth. Brother, that's like a walk in the scale of the cosmos. We would have seen them do that. Magical cryptoterrestrials. These beings are like earthbound angels having magical rather than technological relationships with humans, like folklore creatures like fairies and elves. Isn't Harvard supposed to be prestigious? Is this in the paper? Or are they just going over all kinds of potential theories? Fairies and elves? The primary weakness of the theory is its perceived oddity, especially for those accustomed to conventional scientific explanations. You mean logic? The primary weakness. As if there's any strengths to it. Other than, like, I want to believe in this, so maybe it's possible. The researchers admitted that their research was likely to be regarded as skeptically by most scientists, but it urged the community to consider their claim in a spirit of epistemic humility and openness. What fucking research? Scrolling through Tumblr? Like, what? Where's the actual paper? All right, I'm reading the actual paper now. This is ridiculous. Now I've got to see. I did not want to bother reading this paper, but whatever. Oh, here we go. From the Human Flourishing Program. What is this? Okay, let's start here. What is the Harvard Human Flourishing Program? That sounds like MK Ultra, except you're brainwashing college kids into being fucking idiots. The Human Flourishing Program, Harvard University. It's integrating knowledge across disciplines. Knowledge, huh? Fairies and elves. Founded in 2016, the Human Flourishing Program at Harvard aims to study and promote human flourishing. I love that. Please define human flourishing. What does that mean? Like, I'm flourishing by opening magic cards because it fills me with a sense of satisfaction. Would that classify as human flourishing? And to develop systematic approaches to the synthesis of knowledge across disciplines. This is just an absolute nothing statement. That's just buzzword for buzzword's sake. Many topics that are fundamental to human well-being, such as happiness itself, virtue, religious community, meaning, and purpose, have traditionally been viewed as principally falling within the purview of the humanities, often of philosophy or theology. However, robust empirical research literature of these topics is now developed from sociology, political science, economics, education, psychology, medicine, public health, and other empirical sciences. The program's research contributes to the broad question of how knowledge from the quantitative social sciences can be integrated with that of the humanities and questions of human flourishing and how best to carry out the synthesis of knowledge across disciplines. Hopes to bring greater unity to empirical social sciences and humanities. This actually told me nothing. You told me nothing with this. I came into this not knowing what this Human Flourishing Program aimed to do and how, and I'm leaving not knowing what it aims to do or how. Our research. Promotion of flourishing. It sounds like a cult. Promotion of flourishing. The Promotion of Flourishing project seeks to develop and evaluate properties of new measures of human flourishing, drawing upon happiness and life satisfaction, mental and physical health, meaning and purpose, character and virtue, and close social relationships. Alright, so this is the Human Flourishing Program. Your guess is as good as mine. Now, back up. What the fuck do aliens have to do with human flourishing? Magical fairies and elves? How does that fall into this department? The crypto-terrestrial hypothesis, a case for scientific openness to a concealed earthly explanation for unidentified anomalous phenomena. Thank you. Yeah, this is the one. Then we explore over 5 sections, limits to historical and geological knowledge, traces of lost civilization, traces of underground civilization, traditions around magical crypto-terrestrials, and UAP-related activity considerations, and UAP-related activity underground, underwater, and nearby, i.e. the moon. We conclude by noting that across these various considerations are actually 4 distinct CTH, whose merits we briefly consider. We recognize these CTHs may rightly be regarded skeptically by most scientists, but argue they nevertheless should not be ruled out and deserve consideration in a spirit of... Yeah. But, okay, let me see. There better be some fucking banger evidence. Show me some evidence about the magical fairies being aliens or whatever. It's all just complete fucking speculation, based on nothing. The ideas canvassed thus far, while not generally accepted by contemporary natural science paradigms, nevertheless still fit somewhat within their rough boundaries. Aliens on the ocean floor or subterranean hominids would be highly surprising but not genuinely metaphysically revisionary in any strong sense, and essentially just involve extrapolating from activities in which we humans already undeniably engage, from flying spacecraft to living in caves. What? This is nothing. It's just straight up nothing. We can't rule out the possibility that there are some magical crypto-terrestrials on the ocean floor. I mean, I fucking guess. I guess. Just like we can't rule out the possibility I shit my pants in the next 5 minutes. Like, it's super possible. Like, I could. I don't think I will. Like, I'm very confident I won't. But I guess we can't fully rule it out. It's just a statement that means nothing. Oh my god. future human time travelers was just dropped in here with a source there. We're talking about fucking John Teeter again? Fucking time travelers and interdimensional beings? Is there warp drives in the paper? You know what? I'm going to control F warp drive. No. No warp drives, but there are Russian warplanes engaged with UFOs. Oh god, if warp drives came up, I would have blown a gasket. There, I'm not gonna just keep fishing through this. How odd. How odd. This dude's paper seems like it's his D&D campaign notes. So fucking true. Yeah. We need a deeper dive. A red thread on that one Harvard paper. I have to... So, one thing I learned is that you can kind of publish anything. Well, not you as like just some random goober. But things will just get published without actually being fully peer-reviewed. So it doesn't necessarily constitute like real legitimate backing. You can kind of just do it. It's that time again where I start gushing about aliens. It's one of my favorite topics to discuss. It's the one I get most heated about on stream and have the most absurd conversations with chat on stream about. And yesterday, there was a massive UAP congressional hearing that had some very well-established individuals, some very high-ranking individuals that were making testimonies under oath about UAPs and government divisions, as well as general information about things relating to UAPs and the government. It's all very interesting, especially because it's coming from people who have real merit here. It's like substantial credibility for the individuals that have come forward under oath to speak on these things. It's not like they just grabbed random nobodies, right? They didn't go out there and find Jericamo Sloppenheim, who goes to the congressional hearing talking about how the green guys from space probed his chocolate starfish. This is very buttoned up people that have come forward to talk about these things and blow the whistle on UAP departments, even talking about how some people were injured during UAP retrieval programs, and it is fascinating. I haven't had the chance to talk to my father about all of this, whom all of you know is the preeminent expert on anything extraterrestrial. He is the world's best when it comes to anything alien related. I'm sure right now he's hunkered down, you know, doodling away, crunching numbers, theorizing things, all from these new testimonials that have come forward. But I think it's important to note that they don't present any, like, physical evidence. The evidence that gets presented here about the UAPs and everything is testimonial, which is real evidence, but I don't want anyone coming into this expecting them to wheel out the corpse of the fucking Martian Manhunter or something, or have like an alien smoking a cigarette talking about his time in deep space and his journey to get to Earth. That doesn't happen. Instead, they're talking about departments and different things that have been going on for a while in regards to non-human crafts. And one of the biggest ones is about the Immaculate Constellation program, which is now fully available for anyone to go out there and read, which I think is a very cool thing to do. And also there was this moment. Now I learned about it on stream last night, so I didn't get to do a huge deep dive on stream, but this morning I spent quite a bit of time going over a lot of like the big moments, and this one really stood out to me.
Has there been any, to your knowledge, any communication with a non-human life form?
So the term communication is a bit of a trick word because there's verbal communication like we're having now. The problem is you also have nonverbal communication. And so I would say definitively yes, but from a nonverbal meaning, when a Russian reconnaissance aircraft comes into U.S. airspace, we scramble 2 F-22s, and we are certainly communicating intent and capability. I think the same goes with this. We have these things that are being observed over controlled U.S. airspace, and they're not really doing a good job hiding themselves. They're making it pretty obvious they have the ability to even interfere with our nuclear equities and our nuclear readiness.
That's pretty big, considering this is all under oath. And this is someone who was once a counterintelligence operative for the government. Like, this isn't just some random, you know, fucking weirdo in their basement who's locked themselves away feeding into delusions. This is someone that did have a pretty powerful position, at least as I understand it, and many others who came forward here, the same. They all had positions that have real merit for what they're talking about. So it is a big deal to have these testimonials. Now, as I discussed on stream, I still believe aliens are absolutely out there in the universe. Those slimy weasels, I know they're out there having a hoot and a holler, but I truly, sincerely do not believe they have ever been to this little fucking space rock. I just don't. I just think it is so unbelievably unlikely, and if they ever did visit us, we would never know because their technology would be so far beyond our comprehension, and there's no way we'd be able to actually even see it at any point, let alone retrieve some kind of crash. Like, the odds of them crashing in here, there's a higher chance that I get a growth spurt in my 30s. Like, it's just so unlikely. Now, I don't believe anyone during the congressional hearing was lying under oath. Absolutely not. I have no doubt that everyone that was testifying and giving their statements was being 100% truthful. I believe all the departments are real departments. I believe all the programs are real programs, all of that they spoke about. I believe in this case, they believe that there was a real nonverbal communication with a non-human entity. But there's no physical evidence that was presented. There's nothing that was presented that convinces me that, oh, it really was aliens. I know they're being truthful, like I'm very confident in that, but that doesn't mean that it's absolutely aliens. For example, this statement about like, definitively, yes, we have had nonverbal communication with non-human entities. Well, we also thought that back in the 70s with the WOW signal. And there's still a lot of people who believe the WOW signal is irrefutable proof of intelligent life out there, but I just think there's more evidence to suggest that it isn't. There's a lot of other explanations for what the WOW signal really is. Like, just because he believes that there was 100% definitive communication with a non-human entity doesn't mean that that's what it was. There could be something else to explain it, and since we weren't presented with any of what that is, it's now just, okay, I guess I have to assume it was aliens, because he believes it's aliens, you know? It's just hard to get me to 100% say, like, yes, it's aliens. I desperately want to. I would be extremely happy to be proven wrong about my take that aliens have never visited us. But at the moment, there just still isn't that proof that gets me there and convinces me of that. But hopefully this is the start of more and more conversations and more information about UAPs and the government's involvement with UAP programs and departments. Maybe we can get some more declassified information and evidence of anything of non-human origin. That would be extremely exciting. If that information and that content exists, I would love for that to start being shared, and this seems like a good step in that direction if all of it truly is of non-human origin. So hopefully this is just the first of many UAP breakthroughs. Did you watch the UAP Congress hearing today? Apparently it was earth-shattering. The UAP thing was today? I'll definitely take a peek. I feel like if this actually was groundbreaking, my dad would have called me ASAP with a big "I told you so."
Live for us on Capitol Hill. Joe, you were in the room for that more than 2-hour hearing. What did you learn?
Aliens are real. You won't believe it. And they want to suck my dick right now.
If these technologies are not made by any government, who's making them? Private companies, or are you implying they are crafted by a non-human intelligence?
No, my buddy Eric makes them in his garage.
That's precisely why we're here. The problem is that, temporally speaking, over decades, not just the last 10 years, before, to put this in perspective,
Are these private companies you're implying, or is this non-human intelligence?
It may be both.
Okay.
When it comes to Blue Force technology.
What? Maybe both. Like they're working together, or like there's different UAPs? I don't think they could both be true, right? They're private company aliens. Oh, of course, yeah. What's next? You gonna tell me the aliens unionized or something? Yeah, whatever. Man, I wish they just had 3 titties.
Okay. Are you read into secret UAP crash retrieval programs?
We would have to have a conversation in a closed session, ma'am. I signed documentation 3 years ago that restricts my ability to discuss specifically crash retrievals.
It's like the Suicide Squad. They got like that thing in their neck gonna blow his head off if he talks about it.
And what is in the book is what I was told I'm allowed to talk about.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs, yes or no?
Yes.
That's not, well, that doesn't necessarily mean they were successful. That just means they might have seen something and then tried to go get it and reclaim it, believing that it could be a UAP. And then what they found could have very well been just my buddy Eric's man-made doohickey. But that would be cool if they have retrieved some.
Were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft, yes or no?
Yes. So those two yeses right there at the end, very important there. Now, just shortly after that hearing, that was Congresswoman Nancy Mace sharing.
I mean, it's cool to hear, but that's not surprising. I don't think aliens have ever visited Earth. I've made that very clear. I know aliens are out there. I think it's unlikely that we're the only intelligent life. I just don't think they've ever been here. I truly don't. But it's not surprising me to hear, like, I'm assuming it's true because he's under oath, that they had like a program to go retrieve it and try and like reverse engineer it. That doesn't mean that it ever found or produced anything, right? Like, I've had times where I've gone out trying to get laid. I didn't get laid. Shit, I didn't meet anybody. You know? Like, it's you know, you can have those plans, you can try and do those things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it worked. But I think the question should be, have they ever retrieved anything of extraterrestrial origin? Because you can have a department dedicated to reverse engineering it if it's ever retrieved. The question should really just be, have we ever actually gotten anything of extraterrestrial origin? That's what I want an answer to. And some evidence of.
Yes.
See, that's not confirmation they ever got one. Again, that is a program that would aim to retrieve them if there was any. Like, I feel like there's millions. Like, we have a fucking Space Defense Force program, right? They haven't fought off any alien invaders, I'll tell you right now. Apparently, the biggest bombshell during this hearing was documents regarding the Immaculate Constellation program, which is a secret UFO retrieval program the Pentagon is running. They just released them online for everyone to read. Ooh. United States Department of Defense and the intelligence community are withholding information about anomalous phenomena from Congress. It's a testimony from Michael Schellenberger. I do believe we probably have plenty of programs for that. Like, there's no way this guy's lying, not under oath. No shot. I definitely do think there are programs for, like, retrieval of UAPs or, like, any kind of investigation into it, reverse engineering if they ever find one. I just don't think it's ever happened. I don't think there's ever been a alien spacecraft that has ended up here. You don't think UFOs exist at all? I think it is so unbelievably, like, main character syndrome type shit to think that somehow aliens, if they have faster than light travel or wormhole traveling capabilities, would somehow just crash on our fucking tiny little planet. That would be so unbelievably unlikely because it's incomprehensible to us the technology that they would already have in order to even make it this far. Like, that's so unlikely. And for us to catch a glimpse of them is even more unlikely. If they made it here and we'd somehow see them in a fucking Tic Tac, that's unbelievably unlikely. So the witness is lying? Brother, how many times I gotta say it? No, I don't think they're lying at all. They're talking about programs. I have no doubt these programs exist. Just like we have our Space Defense Force program. But we're not defending the Earth from anything right now. We're not fighting off the fucking Tyranids out there with the space defense program America's got. They exist, I have no doubt. I have no doubt about it. They're definitely not lying. Tic Tac video, probably the most credible we have. Yep, that and the other one from the ship. Those are the two UAP videos that have the least amount of explanation for. What do you think about the theory that aliens created us and are coming now because we're close to ending ourselves? What? I think that's a theory that's based on nothing but someone who really likes anime. If life is found on other moons in our solar system, would people finally stop thinking we are special and we're literally the point of the universe? So for the longest time, I always thought if aliens ever visit us, if aliens ever have visited us and we finally reveal it, I always thought they'd be like a unifying moment, because in pretty much every sci-fi property ever, when people speak of humanity or Earth, it's always like one united front of humans. And I always thought if aliens were discovered, that would be that unifying moment where like everyone on Earth comes together. And now I'm 100% sure that would never fucking happen at all. That would just never happen. That just caused so much fucking chaos now. We'd take their oil. Yeah. Man, we would butt fuck them so hard if we could. How disappointed would you be if aliens just looked like humans but with pointy ears or glowing eyes? There is not a single alien design that would actually disappoint me. The only one that would disappoint me is if aliens looked like what that researcher said dudes are going to look like from gaming in 20 years. If they looked like this, then I'd be mad. But anything shy of this, I'm going to be blown away. I'm going to be so happy. While most of you were sleeping soundly in your beds having wet dreams, I was up tossing and turning all night, just eagerly waiting, like a kid on Christmas morning, for what the Pope was about to say in regards to aliens. If you're confused by that statement, it shows me that you're already so naive and it makes me sick. You're living in the dark. The deep state's controlling your mind and it's time you break free. And let me be the guiding light to get you there. The Vatican had scheduled a live stream where they were going to go over supernatural phenomenon and even aliens themselves, potentially, according to many headlines. The live stream was slated for this morning, and as of 2 hours ago, that live stream happened. I don't want to get into spoilers, but this was universe-shattering shit. Let me first lay down the groundwork for the lore about what the live stream was supposed to pertain to, then I'll give you the debriefing on what happened. Here the Pope is going to be holding a live press conference tomorrow to talk about aliens. We live in the golden age of aliens right now. The Pope is talking about aliens? Pope set to hold press conference on aliens and supernatural. This is what I'm talking about! It's about time! Let's see what the Pope had to say about the aliens. Okay, never mind. The Pope is demanding that I pay the sun. What is this? This is so ridiculous. A word from Larry Kudlow, and that word is go fuck yourself, I guess. I hate modern journalists. I'm not paying just for access to a fucking article that you probably lifted from the tweets anyway. It's a radio station. That's what it seems like. 99.9. The Pope station. This one's tuned directly into God. Did you hear Jesus is going to be making a guest appearance at the Pope's press conference? Can you imagine that lineup? This would be like Coachella, but for religion. The Pope, Jesus, aliens, all we need next is Job. That'd be a wild lineup. They would go so hard. The Vatican is scheduled to release documents pertaining to the supernatural and other phenomena, and others are suggesting even about aliens. What's going to happen? According to the National Catholic Reporter, documents will be released that were prepared by 3 investigators. The document is set to explain the new norms considered by the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith about such issues. They have 3 Vatican investigators? Who are they? Is it like Russell Crowe from The Exorcist? Was that more of like a documentary than anything? What is this? The dicastery for the doctrine of faith. This is... I'm very new here. Here's the Holy Father tab. Okay. The last time a report like this was released was in 1978. The Vatican has now prepared papers that share the Pope and the Church's guidelines when it comes to things like apparitions and supernatural phenomena. Social media sites, blogs, and others interested in the discovery of the possibility of the existence of aliens and the proof thereof have been buzzing on different platforms, speculating about what will be put forth in the papers. A few media outlets are hinting that there would be something earth-shattering at the news conference, but that doesn't seem like the case. Tomorrow's press conference will be live-streamed, and the press conference will be led by Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez, who will speak about the Church's view on various items like apparitions and supernatural phenomena. In addition, the doctrine does comment on the Church's view about faith concerning aliens. Why? It's an easy explanation. According to the National Catholic Reporter, it is being done so after a surge in reporting of aliens and supernatural phenomena from the mainstream media. Okay, so this just sounds like they're going to say, like, yeah, if there are aliens, they're, like, totally Catholic. Like, we're, like, completely fine with that. It doesn't seem like they're putting forth their own evidence of their existence, more so about their perspective on aliens versus the faith. That's a lot less hype than I was expecting. I thought the Pope was going to come out there with, like, a fucking alien head, slap it on the desk, and be like, yep, here they are. And this is the proof. I'll watch the live stream, but I'm not expecting anything earth-shattering here from the Pope press conference. What time is it? I'll set an alarm so I can be there right on time so I don't miss anything. 12 p.m. Like Eastern? 12 p.m. what? Central? 12 p.m. Pope time? Like, I don't... What does he operate on? Okay, not even the Reddit's all that pumped. Yeah, I'm not expecting much, so I guess we'll see. I'd love to be pleasantly surprised. The Pope podcast about aliens? Well, it's more than a podcast. He's going full-blown live stream. I don't know if it's on Kick, Rumble, or maybe they have their own dedicated service. Do you think the Pope will talk about the Kendrick versus Drake beef? I know we gathered you all here about, like, supernatural apparitions, aliens, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Chupacabra, gnomes, goblins, whatever, but let's talk about the Kendrick versus Drake beef for a second, huh? Isn't that shit crazy? Well, aliens are definitely real. 100%. There's aliens out there. I think you'd be a fool to think we're alone in the universe. I just know that they're not here, and I don't think they ever have been. Maybe, like, aliens scanned us at one point. I think maybe that has, like, a slim chance. They got us with, like, a fucking UAV after a 3-kill streak somewhere in the cosmos. But other than that, nah, I highly fucking doubt aliens have ever been here. People always misconstrue my stance on aliens. I 100% believe... It's more than a belief. I know aliens are out there. I just really am... I also know they haven't been here. I don't really feel like reading all this. Why in the fuck would aliens be traveling across the galaxy in the golden snitch from Harry Potter? Like, this looks like a Christmas bell. Like, what is this needle? Like, this is... I mean, this is like steampunk almost. You can't be serious. There's no way. Well, can't argue with that. The Vatican Alien E3 showcase has concluded. It was about 2 hours long, and I have no fucking idea what they were saying. There's no subtitles that were available for it, so I had to wait for it to be translated by others so it could be fed to me, baby birded, just vomited into my mouth about what was discussed. And the answer couldn't have been more underwhelming. This was like the Willy Wonka experience, but for adults. It's so fucking lame. Basically, they just came out with these set of rules and guidelines that would help people avoid being the victim of scams and hoaxes. So, since alien sightings and UAPs and all types of supernatural phenomena are being reported so frequently, and a lot of times, well, every single time pretty much, it's all from bad actors fraudulently just using this as a way of making money off it or generating headlines, the Vatican decided to come forward and tighten its grip, just get like this titty twister on it, and let people know, from now on, only a pope rather than local bishops can declare apparitions and revelations to be supernatural. So that's a pretty vague term, that's kind of all-encompassing, so if you see like a light in the sky that you can't quite explain, you can now no longer write it off as aliens or try and portray it as something other than, well, that was a weird light, until a pope comes forward and says, yep, that shit was freaky. That one's going in the alien logbook, son. So, from now on, only a pope has the power to declare something as supernatural. And this is basically just patch notes to their previous guidelines issued in 1978. And the reason they did this is to crack down on people falling victim to bullshit baloney. So, as mentioned here, some cases of supernatural phenomena were exploited for profit, power, and personal interest, or even a pretext for exerting control over people or carrying out abuse. There's a quote here that says, "The possibility of believers being misled by an event that is attributed to a divine initiative but is merely the product of someone's imagination, desire for novelty, tendency to fabricate falsehoods, or inclination towards lying." So overall, this press conference was about announcing these new rules which aim to streamline the process of declaring something truly supernatural, so that way people can avoid being scammed as frequently as they have been. So for everyone like me who wanted this press conference to have like eye-opening new information about aliens or anything supernatural, we were left high and dry, dick in hand, with nothing to eat here. This breakfast that they served up was a fucking nothing omelet, unfortunately. I mean, it's cool that they're doing something to try and crack down on people using supernatural sightings to exploit people. Like, yeah, that's obviously a good thing to try and, you know, tighten the screws on. But damn, the way that the media hyped this up really had me and many others believing that this might be something big. Like, the Pope comes forward, like, you know, pyrotechnics are going off, smoke shooting, they start playing the Undertaker WWE walkout music, and the Pope approaches the mic, flips down a pair of sunglasses, and says, "We're not alone." But that's not what we got from the live stream. Maybe one day, I guess we'll see, but yeah. That's the most recent alien update in the world. I keep my finger on the pulse of anything extraterrestrial, so yeah, anyway, that's about it. See ya.